Today has to be one of the weirder instances I've ever seen a couple of officers deal with, and it's an interesting outcome. Hi everyone, welcome to today's badge cam lesson here at Active Self-Protection. I'm your host, John Correa.
And I'm your co-host, Mike Willewer. Today's video comes to us from Butts County, Georgia.
It's really called Butts County.
No jokes, we said this, no jokes.
Wilderness Tactical has been around for longer than the gun you're carrying has been, and they have been making high quality products for concealed carriers for literally decades. I wear their low pro belt every year. The webbing is the best in the industry, and I won't wear anything else. If you're looking for a good CCW belt, check them out.
Officers have responded to this home because the neighbors have called 911 because the man inside it is just screaming bloody murder. And you can see here that the door is wide open. We have a bunch of badge cam audio here from both of the officers as they make entry and announce themselves. Let's listen in.
Jackson Police Department! I hear like a male screaming, but I can't tell if it's coming from around back or up here, but just be aware there's some staircases right there. So, you ready? Jackson Police Department!
Jackson Police Department!
Is anybody in here?
Very TV.
So I hear a male screaming.
Police Department! Hey, I'm gonna go right here.
I got you.
Clear.
Clear.
I'll go in. Police Department!
I don't know if someone fell maybe?
I don't know, we'll clear this down here. Police Department!
Just clear the door back there.
I don't know where this goes to.
We got some stairs and some guys over here.
Police Department! Clear. Got where?
Some stairs and guns right
I'm
there.
gonna go right here right quick to clear this.
We got two sets of stairs.
Bathroom clear. Garage is up.
I heard a male screaming. Want me to do them stairs first?
We'll go up here.
Alright.
Got guns.
Mm.
Police Department! Ooh, it's locked. We might go the other way.
It's what?
It's locked. I mean, it's closed up there.
It's locked.
Huh? I don't know if it's locked or not.
Someone's locked over there.
Police Department!
I'm not going crazy. I heard a man screaming. Like they were in pain.
Police Department!
What? Who is it?
Oh!
Hey! You in my house?
Hey! Go ahead and start the counting. Go ahead and start the counting. Shots fired! Shots fired!
Shot fire!
I will kill you. You get out of my house. This is
Put your gun down!
Lucas, I'm stuck in the bathroom.
Got a shot at it.
Brad, see the Waits residence, first residence on the right, across. 506 Temple. I saw that! $218! $218!
Public radio. Lucas, where you at?
Where's he at? So put your gun down, police department! Police department! Police department! Put your gun down! Put your gun down!
You are legally entering a prison.
Take cover, Lucas. Stand by.
10-4.
At 172 Fox Hollywood Drive.
Take cover. Where you at?
Go read the news stories that I have mentioned on this one and linked in the description. And they ended up having to get the special operations team out and like rip a hole in the side of the second floor of this guy's house in order to make entry and get him out. He is facing charges for aggravated assault on a police officer. The officer who ended up jumping out of the bathroom window had a big cut on her face. The other officer had a pretty badly sprained wrist. They're gonna both make full recoveries. I mean, the first time I watched that came across to me like a horror movie.
Yeah, like Jason's coming or The Shining coming through the wall or whatever.
Yeah, like Freddy Krueger's gonna come get me.
Genuinely a crazy video.
Now, Mike, I know there's gonna be a contingent of people that are gonna say they never should have come in his house. He has the right to be there. They didn't have a right to be there. But of course, she hears him screaming and says so to her partner. The door is wide open. The neighbors have called. He's screaming. Something's wrong here. This is part of the caretaking function of law enforcement and the exigency requirements of going and making sure that someone's okay here, I think makes this entry and their search completely reasonable.
Yeah, it's necessary, John. It comes down to what do we want our police to do? You know, I think if this were a different situation where, hey, they knew this guy might have a pound of cocaine in his house and they're using it as a pretext or whatever, you know, that's a different story, but that's not the case here. There's no upside to them entering this house for them other than hopefully helping this guy out. There's no reason for them to go in otherwise. This is the very definition. Like we go to the police academy and they talk about Fourth Amendment law and they talk about exigencies, meaning when you can search someone or search their car or search their house or business or whatever without a warrant. This is literally one of the examples you get right in Police School 101 is, hey, if there's a situation where, you know, someone's screaming for help, someone appears to be in distress, especially with a wide open door, especially with a phone call saying there may be something wrong with the person may have, you know, an issue or something or may be in distress. This is a very definition of when you go and search through a house. I think their intentions were good and I think that they're on solid legal footing. I think the fact that they announce themselves over and over again. So I think if anyone comes at this with the idea that, well, they shouldn't have gone in the house, I think that's frankly, I think we overcome any objection to them entering the house at this point.
Yeah, and I know that their dog is very grateful that these are not agents of the ATF. That's an absolute thing there, and thank God for that. We're gonna get letters, but listen, obviously this kind of search here, especially once they find the rack full of guns, you know, he's got a gun cabinet full of guns. Totally his right to have a bunch of guns. Man, you got to think, geez, man, what are we going to end up doing here? And I think they announce, and you can't very well turn this over to mental health. You know, somebody's going to say, well, they should have had, you know, a mental health crisis counselor, but they can't do that until they've at least made sure that the guy is not insane, which clearly he ends up being insane. And at his first, you know, interaction with them, he ends up screaming at them and shooting at them. And this is why we send cops to these things and not social workers.
Yeah, the very best, a psych nurse, and they do great work. I've seen them work, you know, out in the field under very difficult circumstances, and they do very good work under very difficult conditions. I think the best you could hope for here is to maybe have one of them on a phone, on a telephone, or on a PA trying to make contact with a guy, but that's not always practical. Agencies don't always have the resources to have a PERT team out at all times or whatever. So I think they had to go in, as we discussed a moment ago, and you know, other people might even say, well, once they see the gun and they realize there's this much danger, maybe they should have gone back outside and waited for backup. That's all well and good. If you notice, that case was full of rifles. So what then? Then they get sniped from the second floor by the same person. There's really no good answers here. There's no easy way out of this situation. It's a bit of a crap sandwich, John, and I think they handled it kind of as best as they could have.
Now, once the gunfighting starts here, dude comes out screaming and hollering, "What are you doing in my house?" And then just basically immediately comes back with the idea with a gunshot. Okay, fine. And our officer here on camera, you know, the one officer runs outside. I think that's totally fine. I get it. The second one locks herself in a bathroom, comes out and sees this. I gotta tell you, Mike, I'm going through that door like the Kool-Aid man coming through a wall, man. I am out of there like crazy. She can't kick it out. I'm not getting stuck in that bathroom. And if I can't get out the door, like I say, like the Kool-Aid man, I'm drawing my pistol and going, man, okay, we're hunter and rabbit here, but I'm at least gonna give as good as I get, because she can't really get outside that window. It's tall, and she's in a load-bearing vest, and she has her belt on, and getting out that window, I'm not surprised she ended up hurt, and what a dangerous place to be.
Yeah, I mean, kind of all's well that ends well, in as much as she did, you know, she made a very split-second decision to retreat into that bathroom. I'm sure if she had to do it all over again, she would have tried to exit the house through the front door or whatever. And from the footage, I can't tell if maybe she felt like if she went for the front door or out the front through the foyer that she would have been in the line of fire. Excuse me, I'm honestly not sure. But yeah, this is a great training rep for someone watching this. You find yourself in this position, maybe be cognizant of where is the front door, where is my egress, and let me make sure that I stay at least close enough to that, or I'm cognizant of where it is, that I don't end up in a situation like this. It's very unenviable. You know, the hunter and rabbit thing really does apply here. You don't want to just demonstrate prey behavior if you can at all avoid it. When there is a bad guy around, you've got to be the person that's chasing them and not the other way around. It's very difficult in the situation that she found herself in. But think about those things, especially keeping yourself aware of where is my point of egress, where can I get away. We had a video where a young man was doing a suicide by cop thing, and the cop backed himself into a room and then ended up shooting the guy. That might have been preventable otherwise. So just something to consider if you're out there taking these kinds of calls.
Yeah, you know, she's injured pretty badly, had a pretty big cut over her eye. Officers, make sure your first aid kit is on your person, not in your patrol cruiser, on your person. And also, I want to commend the female officer for at least continuing to think that she got stuck in a bad spot, and she at least kept thinking, how do I make myself safer here? She didn't give up. She kept solving problems, got out that window eventually, and that's a very difficult thing to do. And then they backed off to a safe location and called in the special operations team, and then did all the things that they need to do. So again, this is a crap situation all the way around. It's like you said, Mike, an absolute poop sandwich. I think that, you know, sometimes you just got to take a bite of it, as much as it sucks, and do what it is that you've got to do. I'm glad this guy ended up getting in custody. Hopefully he gets the mental health care help he needs in the midst of that. These officers took big bites of the sandwich, and at the end, at least they made it out okay.